to our co-main event of the evening. At the catchweight of 150 pounds, UFC veteran Don Shainis versus Damian Nelson. It's Combat FC 6 live on UFC Fight Pass.
Changing the game since 1993, the UFC hits its 30-year anniversary, and to celebrate and commemorate, we are crowning the all-time roster, the Ultimate 30. Join me and my guy DC as we count it down, the top 30 fighters in the illustrious history of the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
My name's Seamus Don Shainis. I'm from Easton, Massachusetts. I'm here to fight.
My name is Damian Dynamite Nelson. I was born and raised in Jamaica. I currently live in New York, train out of Law MMA, and I'm here to fight. I'm here to put on a performance. I'm here to make my mark.
I know jack shit, to be honest with you. No, pretty much nothing. These short notice fights, so it is what it is. You know, I'm just gonna run that fight.
I knew he was a former UFC fighter. He's like a wrestling background. Not faced the UFC vet in a professional fight, but work with UFC vet every day. That's all I see in the gym.
But it's gonna be crazy, man. Like, every fight's crazy. They're all unpredictable and wild, and to see me taking them down, grinding them up. Different opponents, same thing. It's another walk in the park, you know. Been here, done it, and looking to do it again until I get back in the UFC.
I'm the outside guy, so, you know, to everybody who haven't known me, now you will. Damian Nelson is coming.
Making his way to the blue corner, Damian Nelson.
With the flag of his native Jamaica, the fighter from St. Catherine, Jamaica, Damian Nelson. Set for pro MMA bout number 9. Nelson has fought once in PFL. At our fighter meeting, Nelson told us he feels he has a very strong boxing base. Nelson said, I want to establish my reach advantage quickly. I want to throw high volume punches and mix in kicks with those punches. But mostly, Nelson said, I want to work effectively behind the jab. Of his opponent, Don Shainis, and this our feature fight of the evening at 150 pounds. Nelson said, I really respect Shainis' wrestling. And Nelson used the term path to victory. Nelson said, for Shainis, I think his path to victory is to use his wrestling. Nelson said, I have to stop that with my striking, mainly my boxing. Close the distance smartly, land clean counters off of the aggression of Shainis as he comes in, keep hitting angles, and keep dictating the pace.
And making his way to the red corner, Don Shainis.
His home state, Massachusetts, indeed one of the most popular fighters in the great fight state of Massachusetts, Don Shainis. Shainis 13-6 in his pro MMA career. That includes 2 fights each in the UFC and Bellator. Shainis was a college football player, a linebacker, NCAA Division III level at Bridgewater State University. Don Shainis told us in our fighter meeting, I want to utilize smart, consistent pressure, hit quick takedowns, constant level changes, target calf kicks. Damian Nelson, Shainis said, he definitely has good boxing, but I think he will struggle if this fight goes to the ground. I'm going to land those calf kicks as well as overhands. I want to push Nelson against the fence, look for outside trips. Rico, Damian Nelson confident coming into this bout. Don Shainis ultra confident coming into this bout.
Yeah, I was actually really impressed with Nelson. You know, he really feels like he got a little disrespected, you know, that people don't think he can get this W, and he really believes him and his camp really think that he can come out here and showcase and get a win over Shainis, but we'll see, man. Should be an entertaining fight. Looking forward to it.
This is our co-main event of the evening. At the catchweight of 150 pounds, you see the numbers for Don Shainis versus Damian Nelson.
Yeah, and Damian Nelson stands out to me. He's got the height and the reach advantage, and that's what he's looking to utilize.
Again, Ramiro Torres.
This fight is scheduled for 3 rounds at the catch weight of 150 pounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner from Longo and Weidman MMA. He weighs 150 pounds. Damian, the Dynamite Nelson. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner from Citadel and Syndicate. He weighs 150 pounds. Shameless Don Shainis. And your referee, Brian Miner.
That's the biggest pop of the evening from this sold-out Shriners Auditorium crowd in Boston, Massachusetts for Don Shainis. Damian Nelson said, I cannot allow Shainis to dictate the pace of this fight, and absolutely cannot get stuck in bottom position. Round number 1. Black trunks for Don Shainis. See the yellow trunks for the Jamaican Damian Nelson. There's the right to the body from Shainis. All traditional boxer stance for Nelson. Nelson jab to the body. This circles out. Off the mark for Shainis. Targeting the calf of Nelson, as Rico, he told us he would do. There's the entry right hand from Shainis.
Yeah, I like Nelson sticking that nice lead jab to the body. He can potentially catch Shainis coming in if he looks to level change.
So the naked 2, the naked right hand of Nelson, throwing the 2 before the 1. Shows the confidence and his hand speed of Damian Nelson. Throw that naked 2. There's the outside kick and the naked 2 in reply from Damian Nelson. The jab from Nelson.
Yeah, see, he keeps going to the body with that jab, which I think is a great idea because if Shainis changes levels, it's gonna stuff him.
4 minutes remaining, round number 1 of our co-main. Very measured pace, respectful start for both men. No animosity between these 2 co-main fighters. Respect flowing in both directions. Shainis for the boxing of Nelson. Nelson for the grappling of Shainis. Nelson again coming forward. Rear teep. Fast jab from Damian Nelson. Putting Shainis on his back foot. Shainis looking to explode through. Outside kick. Good pull from Nelson.
Yeah, he's been pulling that kick since the very beginning. He's doing a really good job there.
Left hand getting through from Shainis. Nelson resetting, now coming forward. Taking control of the center cage on the 1-2. To the jab from Nelson. 5 remaining, round 1. Right to the body. Nelson, clever combination. Opened with the lead left hook. Two to the body from Damian Nelson. Nelson on the level change. Right uppercut. Rico, we've seen the hand speed of Damian Nelson.
And he's very composed. He's doing a fantastic job at keeping long and staying on that outside and utilizing his range.
Shainis landing big with the right hand, left hook.
Staying active with that jab, which I think is a key. Staying active with that boot hand.
Yeah. Hook to the body from Damian Nelson, left hook to the head. On the uppercut, big right hand. That drops Don Shainis. Shainis back to his feet, overhook from Nelson on the left hook, right hand. Outside kick from Don Shainis. Nelson walking through that to 10 remaining, round number 1.
See if Shainis can pull it together. He's still got 2 minutes left. Looks a little wobbly, but he looks like he's getting back to it. Gaining his composure.
Pumping the jab, Damian Nelson. Nelson on the hook, double hook. And you see the hand speed.
Yeah, like
left
Nelson,
hook, right hook.
Nelson looks fluid, man. He looks like he's got sharp striking. He's very composed.
Sharp sprawl from Nelson. Beating that takedown attempt of Don Shainis. Shainis with his back against the fence. Good pressure with the lead right shoulder for Damian Nelson. Mouthpiece out. Recognized as such by referee Brian Miner. Picking up the mouthpiece. Wait for neutral position. The mouthpiece back. Meanwhile, the foot stomps from Damian Nelson. Knee to the body. There's the mouthpiece of Sheamus. 70 seconds remaining, round number 1. Body lock now held by Sheamus, looking to turn. He does so effectively. Nelson against the fence. This is where Sheamus talked to us in our fighter meeting, Rico, about looking for the outside trip. Knee to the body from Sheamus. Turn right back from Damian Nelson.
Yeah, Sheamus felt if he gets into the cage, he was going to get that takedown. But Nelson doing a great job turning it out.
There's the elbow. Mouthpiece given right back to Don Sheamus. Mouthpiece in, no histrionics. We continue. Sheamus dropped for the second time in this fight. Right hand again. Nelson opening up. Downward right elbow. On the takedown. Collapsing, hitting the double. Sheamus now looking for the guillotine.
Those shots are landing big too.
Nelson popping his head free. Working half butterfly. 10-second clap. Late here in round number 1. Strong opening round for Damian Nelson. Against the ultra accomplished Don Sheamus, the 2-fight UFC veteran. The elbow, that ends round
1. I love what I'm seeing from Nelson. Early on, good exchange by Sheamus, but Nelson really composed, fluid striking, mixing it up between punches and elbows. He was doing a fantastic job sticking that jab to the body of Sheamus and keeping that range. I love what I'm seeing from Nelson. He's getting some swag. He's getting some comfort. Sheamus did a great job at surviving. Let's see if the experience of Sheamus can come into play now.
round number 2. It's on the kick from Don Sheamus to open the second round. There's the jab from Damian Nelson. Sheamus exploding to the inside, counter right hand.
Nice tie plum.
Lock him.
The tie plum from Damian Nelson. Smart head pressure from Nelson. Having through legal pivots with the head.
Yeah, he's doing a good job pushing that head right under his chin and keeping him from circling off the cage. But he did so.
Those are legal. Those are not headbutts. There's no backwards forwards action.
Just good solid head
Pivot.
pressure.
There's a big right hand from Damian Nelson. Now off the jab goes Nelson.
Back to the body with that jab. I like it. It's keeping him at bay, keeping Sheamus at bay. It's probably making him worry about that level change.
Big swing and miss from Don Sheamus. Side kick, right hand to counter from Damian Nelson.
Right up the pipe.
Rico Nelson continually countering those kicks of Sheamus.
And I like to see him throwing these nice straight punches. He's only throwing the hooks afterwards. After he's landed some good straight clean punches, and he can get in a little bit and really throw with some big power after.
Snap jab again from Damian Nelson. Sheamus on his back foot. Sheamus, you can see, trying to explode the entry in. Pulling back that knee.
Nice jab. I love to see it.
He's methodical right now with the striking from range for the Jamaican Damian Nelson. 3:15 remaining, round 2 of our co-main. Outside kick. Left hook not there for Don Sheamus. 1-2 for Nelson. And sitting down on that right hand. Single leg shot attempt. The sprawl, the hammer fist from Nelson.
Yeah, the shot was a little bit too outside. I'd like to see him throw some punches before he goes for that shot. Just to help set up.
Nelson continuing to target the body with punches of Don Sheamus. Janus on his back foot, putting out the jab. Double naked right hand. That shows the confidence right there as a physical manifestation of the confidence of Damian Nelson.
Yeah, he threw that as a cross, went into southpaw, and then pumped it as a jab.
Left hand, right hand from Nelson. Hitting right hand again. You're seeing the fast twos without the ones from Damian Nelson, and they are landing. Switch of stances now for Nelson. Southpaw right back to ortho. Right hook lands. 155 remaining round two. Nelson back to the body. Janus on the jab. Janus is 5'6", Nelson 5'9". Right now, the range is being dominated by Damian Nelson. This is his range, Rico.
Yeah,
Left
that
hand.
jab again, man. His jab is landing at will.
And they're landing from range.
Yes.
Big knee, and Brian Miner ruled immediately that Janus was grounded. Time is called. So ruled an illegal knee by Damian Nelson of the grounded Don Janus. 5 minutes now on the timeout clock.
Let's see here. Sprawls. Just coming up. Yeah, it looked like it hit him on the shoulder more than the head. Still an illegal blow. Was it?
These to
Did
the
it hit
body
did it hit the
are
head?
legal, to the head
No, but
would
I'm
be
saying,
illegal.
did it hit his head at all?
Difficult to see from that angle. It was
It
clear
looked like it hit the shoulder first for sure. I wasn't sure if it grazed his head.
the left knee was definitely down, so a 1-point deduction issued to Damian Nelson by referee Brian Miner. Seemed to be definitive on the replay that Janus's left knee was down. It was difficult from that angle
I was just more worried if he was going to continue.
where the knee landed. Janus, no histrionics at all. He wanted to go back immediately, but now does so after Damian Nelson has deducted a point. So perhaps where we were looking at 2018, we might be looking now at Don Janus with a 9-9 round with the 1-point deduction. We shall see. Modified question mark kick for Damian Nelson. Elbow just misses from Nelson. Nelson coming forward, right to the body.
I love him using that lead hand as a rangefinder, just putting it out there,
It's a big left hand, a big left hand for Nelson.
That body shot. The knee to the body was brutal.
Nelson on the left hook.
Fans,
Great 1-2 again for Nelson.
really starting,
Phenomenal hand speed.
really starting to open up. Oh man,
Right hand again. Straight right cross. Beautiful. Nelson coming forward again.
putting on a boxing clinic here.
On the right uppercut. Downward right hand. The bell. We move to the third and final round. So if the three Massachusetts judges saw that otherwise, as Damian Nelson drowned at 10-9, the 1-point deduction to Nelson for the kick as Janus was grounded makes that a 9-9 round.
Oh, I love that fake step through, deep hook. Then he starts just unloading, man. He's really finding a rhythm. Oh, big cross. Yeah, man, he's putting some shots together. He's really found it. Knee up the gut in between. Constantly just putting it on him, but being composed in the process, not overdoing it, not breaking it or closing down his, overthrowing so he breaks up his range. He's staying long. He's staying at the end of his punches. He's really doing a great job. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that point deduction.
Again, there's no real-time open scoring here in Massachusetts. As you see in states such as Kansas and New Mexico. One would think, though, 10-9 Damian Nelson, round one for the three Massachusetts judges. Nelson's round to round number two, the 1-point deduction, a 9-9 round. So we are likely looking at 19-18 for Nelson coming into this third and final round. Got a goal timeout. Medical clearance from the outstanding Massachusetts Athletic Commission. Brian reminder, start the third and final round of our co-main event. Catchweight of 150 pounds, Don Shainis, Damian Nelson, round number 3 underway. There's that calf kick by Shainis. He talked to us about that being a major weapon for him. He just simply has not been able to find the range of those calf kicks.
Yeah, Nelson was doing a fantastic job pulling that leg early.
From Shainis. Shainis looking for the shot. Big sprawl, and now the full stuff by Damian Nelson.
If the kid don't need him on those, I don't want to see another. Wait till they get those up.
On the overhook. Staying heavy on that of Shainis' Nelson.
Nice elbow. Fantastic elbow. I love to see that stuff right there.
To the jab goes Damian Nelson. Stepping knee from Shainis, not there. Nelson circles out. Shainis again back to the outside. Nelson, to this point in the fight, Rico, has been masterful, controlling long range, exactly what he wanted to do.
Yeah, he's been fantastic everywhere, mixing it up. You know, in the clinch, he's planting some nice elbows, knees. He's really mixing it up well. He's timing Shainis' stuff. Oh, that's a wrap.
And we are done. The win of his life for Damian Nelson.
He came in yesterday saying he's like, you know, people didn't believe in him and stuff. He had something to prove. He just proved it. Wow. That was impressive. Impressive.
Phenomenal for Damian Nelson. On point throughout with his striking from range. We talked about his boxing. His boxing is simply gorgeous.
Oh, man, yeah. Ace that comes back that pretty much like a check hook. Pulls him in, bang! Real, oh, beautiful, man. His hands were, once he got comfortable and found out his range, started letting those hands go. Oh, it's beautiful. See, level changing, showing the knee, bang! Cross to land that hook. Beautiful thing.
Don Shainis is an outstanding fighter again. Entered 13-6 in his pro MMA career, including 2 fights each in the UFC and Bellator. He just simply had no answer, Rico, for the strike.
That was so impressive. You know what I mean? Don Shainis is no joke. Fantastic fighter himself. That was just an incredible performance by Nelson.
Damian Nelson controlled the range. He controlled it with his striking. Throwing jabs, throwing those naked twos. Rear right hands before the jabs. Really belied his confidence, his hand speed, and his timing. Class in defeat for Don Shainis. Congratulating the first-class performance of the victor, Damian Nelson, draped in the flag of the native Jamaica.
Your winner by knockout, 1 minute and 9 seconds into the third round, Damian the Dynamite Nelson. Let's hear it for Damian Nelson and Don Shainis.
Listen, man, that was an impressive victory. You know, your hands, everything. You had an answer for just about everything. And yesterday you said you had something to prove. You came in here, you know, you were focused, and it showed, man. What do you think about that performance?
First of all, I want to say thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, man, because I've been down the mountain and now I'm climbing back up. It was a tough opponent, you know, former UFC vet. You know, there was a lot riding on this, man. It was a do or die.
Yo, you did it. You showed up and you showed out. You know what I mean? I could tell at the weigh-ins yesterday. You said it. You like, you got something to prove, but you proved it, man. Congratulations. Let's hear it for Damian Nelson.
So, yeah, first, I want to say a lot of things, man. I want to say thank you to my team, thank you to my corner, my wife, my coaches, my manager, Kid and his family, and my whole supporting family, man. Thank you. I love you, and I'm going to keep doing this for everybody. I love you.
So what's next? Are you coming back for the next one or what?
Oh, yeah, but right now I'm going to enjoy some time with my wife and my son and my family.
Well deserved, well deserved. Let's hear it for Damian Nelson, guys. What a performance. Woo!
Damian Nelson dominating with his striking and predominantly with his boxing. Controlling the range, speed, timing, accuracy, power to the finish line. Huge shots, huge precision. In our co-main event of the evening, the winner by way of third round knockout, Damian Nelson defeats Don Shainis.